What is up, y'all? This is your boy AJ Trip. This is the word according to me. And today we're gonna do the benefits of the friend zone. I saw this in my email because I get the email this from axmen.com, and I saw that. I said, well, this would be a good topic to talk about for the word according to me. And this is 6 reasons why the friend zone is actually a great place to be. This is written by Madeline Holden. So the link will be down in the description box below. You can read along with us and read along with me, I should say. There's no us here, but read along with me as I go along, or just after I get done, read it yourself and then come back and comment. So let's go ahead and let's get into this. It is considered to be one of the biggest perils of modern heterosexual dating. You, a man, ended up in the friend zone. As most of us know, the friend zone is a place that romantic intentions go to die. It's an elephant graveyard where men who aren't quite good enough to make the cut as boyfriends are politely relegated to rot in the terrain of friendship, while the object of your affection is off cavorting with other better candidates. At least that's the depressing traditional concept, and many guys will tell you that it's a state that needs to be avoided at all costs. Friend zone men are weak, lesser, bitter, and in reality, though, being told by women toward you whom you have romantic affection that she doesn't see you in that way and would prefer to be friends, either explicitly or implicitly, is a blessing in disguise. Here are 6 reasons why. 1. Friendship is precious and nothing to be scoffed at. This is the most exciting truth, but it is this is it over again. This isn't the most exciting truth, but it is deeply important. Being told by any human being that they would like to be your friend should set your heart aglow, rather than trigger complaints about a wounded ego and sense of rejection. Simply put, friendship is precious. It's one of life's greatest joys from the moment we are born until we die. Friendship is arguably even more precious than romantic love, because it's lasting, non-exclusive, and rarely risks becoming overly intense. Yet it's intimate enough to soothe your deepest existential angst. The problem with conceptualizing the friend zone as a second-rate place to end up is that it reframes friendship as a consolation prize rather than an inherent good. By complaining about being in the friend zone, you are selling yourself and the object of your affection short. You are suggesting that having no relationship at all with her is better than existing within the purgatory of friendship, and that is quite simply ungrateful nonsense. Let's be clear. If you were seriously hung up on this girl and the idea of being friends is too much to handle while you are grieving, that's okay. You are, of course, not obliged to take up anyone's offer of friendship, but to act as though friendship itself is a lesser category of relationship that of the boyfriend and girlfriend is misguided and short-sighted, and it therefore behooves you to reconceptualize the friend zone in a more positive light. And I would agree with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with you being friends, whether you're a man or a woman, being friends. They always hear the comment, well, I have more than enough friends. No, you can never have. I don't think you can never have more than enough friends. That's coming from a guy who's, sitting here by himself, right? So, I mean, I don't really think you can do like that. You can never have enough friends, because you never know what you're gonna need, and that friend could be there for you. That friend could be there to comfort you, and like I mentioned before in other videos, having a friendship as a guy, and maybe this even means same thing with a girl. Having if you are a girl, having friendship with a guy, having friendship with a girl, I think gives you gives you something different than having a friendship with your boys, and of course, and having your relationship with the girlfriend or your wife, or whatever. I think having that friendship, it gives you the type of affection, type of feelings that happen that you just don't get with the other two places. And I really do think that you should not turn that down just because it was someone that you wanted to sleep with. So I don't think that is the right frame to look at it, and I think she has the right part of it right there. She says you need to reconceptualize the fact that this is not this is a beginning of the beautiful friendship that you're in that movie. So I would agree with that, definitely, without question. You go on to number 2. Your friend zone hones your communication skills. Often the friend zoning process goes like this. A heterosexual man decides he has a massive crush on someone he knows through work or his friendship group or otherwise met in a neutral platonic circumstance. They took the same class at university or were in a yoga lesson together, that sort of thing. They strike up a relationship in which she takes him to be a cool person with whom she enjoys spending time, and he develops a furious crush on her, which he never explicitly tells her about. He lets his feelings simmer and swell, but never uses actual words to suggest that he is keen to move things to a romantic sphere. Eventually, she makes a comment about him being such a good buddy, or starts dating another guy in some other way, makes it clear that she solely sees him as a friend. At this point, he's furious. How could this bitch have led him on like that? It was so obvious he wanted to be with her. Any mind reading skills and advanced powers of something could have seen it. No. Stop. This is not how adult relationships work. If you meet a woman on Tinder or at a speed dating event, you have firmer grounds to believe it was obvious that you had romantic intentions. But to assume the same in other circumstances is way off base. If you want a woman to be your girlfriend, you cannot expect her to deduce that through some process of mind reading and code deciphering. You need to express your feelings in words, like a mature grown-up. Ending up in the friend zone is a sign you haven't been clear about your intentions and that you will need to work on your communication skills. Now here's where I would just say this about that. I can understand that, but I think there are also things that girls will lead guys on for whatever reason. I mean, and they don't do it all the time, but yeah, they will throw it out there. There is this thing, right? There is this thing that, and I would say it's true for about the majority of it, at least 51% of the single women out there, right? Because when there was this theory that when a woman meets a guy, she knows between the first 15 seconds and the first 24 hours, she knows whether or not she's going to sleep with him. She knows it from the first 15 seconds of meeting him to the first 24 hours. She knows when she is going to sleep with him. And I think there is definitely some truth to that. So, if you meet a guy and you know after that 15 seconds, this isn't a guy that I want to sleep with. This isn't a guy I want to sleep with. Then maybe what you should is you should start filling out the process. Is he doing something? Is this a conversation that seems like it's trying to go in a way of getting to getting somewhere on a relationship level or getting somewhere on a friendship level? I think you can find out some of those things, right? You can figure out there are some signs. He's asking about you and what you do, and he's complimenting you on how you look and things like that. And then you can usually say, or to buy you a drink thing is one as well. But you sit up and say, well, I thank you so much for the compliment. But and even if you have to lie, but that's the same thing my boyfriend says. It's the same thing, this guy I'm talking to right now says. He always talks about my eyes. So you can throw it out there, bam, and then it's over. Right? Now, yeah, I do think that maybe some guys do, need to spot words. They can't just sit around. But then that's also this ridiculous thing. That also is an underlying thing about these playing games where you can't where if you verbalize your feelings or something like that, and all of a sudden you are like creepy, something like that, or you're not worthy of this other person, something like that, and that's stupid. I hate that. If I like you, I like you. I'm not gonna wait 3 days to call you. I'm not gonna wait 3 days to tell you. I'm not, if I'm, you know what, I really like you. I like your style. I like how you look. I like personality. I'd like to get to know you better. That's how it should be. But there's almost been something like the thing where you needed to like play it cool and be like this cool. No, not let them know that you're interested, but that you are interested. And then girls say, don't let them know that you're interested. Let them chase you. No, all of that is bullshit. Don't do neither one. If you're a girl or a guy, tells them that if you are interested, you are interested. Tell them if you're not interested, do the same thing. Communicate works both ways in that way. I will say that. That's why communication needs to be that way. 3. The friend zone helps you lose your sense of entitlement. And another important lesson to learn from the process of being friend zoned is that women don't owe you their romantic affection, nor do they owe you sex. There is a rule of the universe which states that as long as you have found a single woman who is friendly towards you and in whom you are interested, she must return your affections and eventually progress things on a romantic level. Of course, movies, books, and songs have been indoctrinating us with all of this opposite messages for decades. The classic film trope is that the beautiful, misguided woman will date asshole guys until she eventually sees the nice guy was under her very nose all along, and then they will kiss passionately, get married, and make a clan of babies. No wonder then it feels jarring when real life women don't operate that way and are simply not more interested in having you as a friend than a boyfriend. These are the basic facts though. Movies aren't real life, and no woman owes you her romantic interest. The idea that a woman can lead you on by being kind to you or enjoying your company betrays a damaging level of entitlement towards them. And the mere fact that a single woman is hanging out with you isn't some signed, sealed agreement that you are going to be lovers at some point. The very concept of the friend zone as a negative place encapsulates this entitlement, and that another reason it's advantageous to reframe the friend zone as a positive, even a fortunate place to be. And now, see that almost kind of contradicts a little bit of what I just said, talking about sitting down and having a talk. But I think she's obviously coming from a place where she's obviously a woman. She's probably felt this thing where she's probably to sit down. I use the drink thing, right? Sit down. Some guys bought her a drink, and she just she's not interested. So she and the guy says, well, I just bought you a drink. Why are you walking away? Why are we not doing this? I'm sure she's gotten that feeling. But and that's on the guy, something like that. But I also I still think that's another thing. You can always say no, thank you for the drink. You don't have to take the drink. So I don't want this shit and say sound like that I'm blaming the women or anything like that. I'm not. But I do think that there are both sides can do some wrong things. And I think as it comes to losing your sense of entitlement, I do think that it is something that guys do need to not need to not be so down on saying that if you talk to a girl, you do buy her a drink and she's not looking forward to that, or if you are looking if something happens like that, or anything goes down like that, then it's fine. You can move on to the next girl, right? I think I would agree with that. 4. The friendship zone helps you build stronger relationships with women. Learning to see women as fully fledged human beings with their own desires, values, and goals, as opposed to romantic prospects for walking around waiting to be won by a man, is a plus for everybody. For women, it's great because it means their full humanity is being acknowledged. And for you, it's great because you can start to view women as multitude containing beings rather than two-dimensional girlfriends to be acquired, and that's ultimately much more fulfilling. Look, we're not trying to be insulting. We know you don't view women as flat two-dimensional objects. It's just that so much society represents through the media does. Women are constantly being reduced to boring beings, value in so far as they are beautiful or can make gentle wives and mothers. And for straight men, being platonic friends with women is one of the best ways of overcoming this stereotypical view of women and gaining a more complex, interesting perspective of women in general. It's not an accident that the most misogynistic men tend to not have too many female friends. When the only women in your life are moms and providers of sex or co-workers you bump into the kitchen at work, you aren't seeing the full spectrum of female behavior or accessing their inner worlds. The friend zone is an excellent locale for getting to know women on a deep and deeply fulfilling level. And I would agree with that to some point. I do think that, I think that kind of goes along with, with everything. That you can not only say that about men being friends with women, but you can also say that about, somebody being friends with a gay guy, if you've never been around a lot of gays, or someone who's been around a transgender person, being friends with a transgender person. If you haven't been around transgender persons, same thing with blacks or Latinos, Muslims, anything like that, you can learn from, each other, learn about them and what they do and how they go about things and how they feel, and try to see their sides of issues and things. And I think that is definitely a good thing. So I would kind of agree with that in a way. I don't like the way she did kind of say that that's all we do. Listen, I know men are physical beings, and I think, and I know women are probably tired of just saying, hey, listen, we're not just beautiful women with tits and ass, and things like that. And then we want to be, we have thoughts and we have opinions, and we want to have those, be just as looked upon as just as positively as our looks. And I understand that, but I do think that it's something I say in all of my videos when I'm talking about dating and relationships and things like that. Looks matter. So I think that, when you're looking at looks, they matter. But you come for the looks, but you stay for the heart. You stay. So I think once, we might say you're beautiful and things like that. But then when we get to know you, well, that's what we fall in love with. We don't fall in love with how you look. Some guys do. I think some women do the same thing with men. But I think we fall in love with her. So I'm glad she said she wasn't trying to be something, although she kind of was. But I do think maybe men need a little bit of a change on that too. So we'll see. And the thing about the most misogynistic men tend not to have a lot of female friends, and I wonder if that's really true. I wonder if she's just saying that, or if that is really true. If someone who says that, if all the guys who are on Twitter and Instagram are, telling women, when women want to speak on issues and the things that have come out lately in the world about sexual harassment and things like that, if the guys when they get on there, I wonder how many, and they start, shut up, thing, shut up, girl, you don't know what you're talking about, just, look pretty and things like that. I wonder if there are, I wonder if they do have many female friends. So that's an interesting thought. Number 5, the friend zone ensures you don't end up in relationships for the wrong reasons. Say things with the way you ostensibly wanted them to. You pined for a certain woman, explained you saw her as more than just a friend, and that she led you to believe she felt the same way, even though she has expressed no genuine romantic interest in you. She agrees to be with you because that's how you want things to be. Does that sound good? Being with someone who actually doesn't desire you back? No, it doesn't. It sounds like a relationship that's doomed to fail. Relationships are enriching and valuable because they are unions in which two people freely agree to like each other and spend time together. They are rewarding because another person sees you for who you are, warts and all, and decides that you're cool enough to hang with anyway. Why on earth would you want to hang around pretending? Why on earth would you want someone to hang around pretending that they felt that way about you when they didn't. The friend zone is a blessing in that it ensures that so long as you are in it, you are at least aren't in a hellish relationship out of a woman's sense of obligation and guilt. And this is where I disagree with. Because I full on disagree with it. I think relationships that start out of obligation and guilt and pity can end up being long-term relationships. Long-lasting relationships. Good, yeah. No, he's just a nice guy. He's whatever. I'll go on a date with him and find out. Ooh, yeah, I really do like him. He's so lonely. I'll sleep with him. Next thing you know, bam, long-term relationship, right? So I disagree with that. Listen, I think if you are a guy and you are able to get a relationship out of guilt, pity, maybe even obligation, go for it. Get it. Turn that into, put work in, to turn that into a relationship that works for you. Because, as long as you get it, why are you complaining, right? If you can get that long-lasting relationship. Now, I think what doesn't work is the thing where you try to change somebody. You say, I always say like this, right? Like I don't like dogs, and I'm a cat person. But I would never date somebody with dogs, or I would never tell somebody that to get rid of your dog so that we can date. Because then when they come back and they want dogs, and they're missing their dog, they're gonna show what she's talking about is gonna happen. It's gonna be regret and anger, hurt feelings, and things like that, and then the relationship will fail. But no, guilt, obligation, pity. Take it, boys. Take it and run with it. Try to make something out of it. If it doesn't work, that's fine. But I do think you can make it work. You take it and you go. But trust me, believe me, that's what I'm going to try to do. Without question. Okay, so let's go back to the big computer. 6. The friend zone helps you deal with rejection. Okay, let's say you've read and deeply internalized all of the above points. You can see that friendship isn't a consolation prize, and being friend zoned can be valuable in a multitude of ways. It can clarify the need for clear communication, for example, and deepen your impression of women. However, you may still be feeling a niggling word. Since that being friend zone still isn't, you could use another word, still isn't exactly what you wanted. You've met a woman who you've wanted to become your girlfriend, and she made it clear that she won't, and you're finding it difficult to conceptualize that as anything but rejection. Well, in the kindest possible way, so what? Even if you have been rejected, that's okay, and even valuable too. Rejection is an inevitable fact of life, and we will all face it many times throughout our lives. From the workplace to the romantic realm. None of us particularly love it, but almost all of us could be better at facing and dealing with it. If nothing else, being friend zoned if you cannot view it positively for any other reason, it at least is useful practice for experiencing and then dealing with romantic rejection. However you want to conceptualize the friend zone, it's likely nowhere nearly as bad as you thought it was. It can clearly teach you valuable life lessons, affirming lessons about relationship, resilience, and love, and even yourself. However, you want to conceptualize the friend zone, it's likely nowhere near as bad as you thought it was. It can certainly teach you valuable life affirming lessons about relationships, resilience, love, and even yourself. So the next time a woman makes it clear that she sees you solely as a friend, try to view it as the poorly wrapped, precious gift that it is. I definitely think the friend zone can help you deal with rejection. It can, I think, especially when your life is full of rejection, rejection is never easy. I get rejected on a daily basis by life, by women, by inanimate fucking objects, the internet, fucking everything fucking rejects me, and I still have not dealt with it at all. I've not dealt with it at all. Maybe some people can do it better. Maybe some people can help you deal with rejection. Maybe being it can help you deal and have it better. You won't be like me. You won't. So that's the thing. Those are the 6 things. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'm so sorry. I'm just so I am just everything just fucking is not going right with this video, with anything. It's fucking pissing me off, and then I get other videos to do, and hopefully those will go better. But fuck, this sucked. It should have been done an hour ago. It just should have been done an hour ago. Be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. I am out.